Apologies for this thumbnail if you thought you were going to get a full story on my whole life. No, this is just one particular incident that happened to me about a month ago. And again, with most stories like me, you could probably ask my friends, who do you think this story happened to? And they'll all say Daniel. I'm recording this also on my phone as well because it's not long before I get my MacBook, but I just wanted to do a short video for you. But it's also a tester for me to see how I can work with the lighting, get the background in. Obviously it will be different when I get my actual camera in use, but there will be no cuts in this, so I'm just going to try and tell you this story how it is. So about a month ago I was working a Saturday night shift and I had Sunday off. Now when I have Sundays off, I always tell the rest of the kitchen guys, don't worry about the Sunday prep, I'll do it because I'm off tomorrow. You know, we'll finish service, you guys go out, have a beer or go home. I'll stay behind and get the potatoes ready and the Yorkshire puddings and stuff like that. And this particular Saturday, I didn't get out of the kitchen till actually midnight on Sunday. And I got back here to the flat. And to my knowledge, I'm going to tell you this story chronologically in how I remember it. So I got back to the flat midnight, had my usual little play around with Skylar, and pulled the sofa bed out, put YouTube on, and thought, yeah, I'm just gonna have a bit of a nice evening, wake up tomorrow. So I woke up at Sunday at 7 p.m, a full like 18 hours afterwards, and I felt like under the weather as well because we'd had a bit of a kitchen bug going around as well, and I was like, oh no, I'm sick again, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff. So I reached over, extremely dehydrated, to my bottle of blackcurrant squash and just took a massive mouthful, went all over me. I was like, I've had enough of this, put the light on, went into the bathroom and saw that I'd got, you know, this red stuff all down me, and I was like, oh, blackcurrant squash, I can't even drink properly, I'm gonna have a shower, sort myself out. Got out of the shower, got changed, come back into the living room, the sofa bed where I'd been sleeping, and Skylar had moved to where I was sleeping. She does that quite a lot now. And for all of you who have not seen my cat, she's completely black but with a white patch down here. So I went to just give her a stroke and I saw the white patch was red, like dark red, and I was like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, gave her a check over, see if she cut herself and anything, checked her mouth, checked her rear end, couldn't see anything wrong. Quickly went and checked the hamster cage just to make sure she hadn't got to Billy during the night. I was like, what's going on? And there was just this puddle of red under her, and I was like, I'm gonna have to call an emergency vet. So I got my phone, went into the kitchen, and that's when I saw it. An empty bottle of red wine. Now, so it turns out that I had got drunk, not remembered drinking at all, and at some point had thrown up where I was sleeping. And this was, as I said, the time was now about 8 p.m, so I went over to the kitchen because I live next door to work, and I told the guys I won't be here for Sunday drinks. I told them the story about me waking up, and they were all laughing, but yeah, I'm gonna go home now. So I went back home, cleaned the sofa, cleaned the bed in, all that kind of stuff, and I looked at my phone again and I saw I had messages. Now, normally when I drunk message, I have the fear that I'm the one who's done the messaging, but this was the other way round. It turns out that about 1 in the morning, just after I'd gotten back from work, I got a text message from one of my exes, not Edita, one of my exes from before, a very long time ago. I haven't spoken to for a very long time, and for anyone who knows me, I'm not telling you which ex, but basically she messaged me saying, hey, hope you're doing well, I hear you've moved out on your own now, I've just had an argument with my boyfriend, can you send me an address, can I come over? Now, this particular ex did something very similar to me that Edita did, in terms of the lies, what they did, me finding out, the continuous lying after that, even though I found out, and then, you know, the usual narcissistic, you know, gaslighting, blaming me for their actions, all that kind of stuff. So I just stared in just complete disbelief at my phone. I laughed just at the audacity of it. And as I mentioned, that this ex had done something that Adita previously did, and I was just looking at my phone and I went, so I typed a message back, and that message read, yeah, no, I'm good. And then block. Block. And then I went down to Adita as well, because Adita doesn't follow me on Instagram, but I didn't block her. I blocked her several times over the past year, but I said I'd keep the connection open just so she could check in on Skylar. But after the audacity of my previous ex and everything she did to me, and I got over it eventually, and I've gone on to do great things, I blocked Adita as well, as I don't care I don't care if you want to check on Sky, it's not my problem. I don't care, block. And instantly like that, just almost instantly, those dark clouds that had been hovering over my head for the past 18 months, that lead blanket I was walking around with on my shoulders just vanished. It just went, and I was like, for anyone who's been out there, who's going through a traumatic time and going through abuse, whether it's with family, work, relationship, whatever, that day will come. And when that day does come, that all of that stuff just fades away and you get your self-respect and self-worth back. It's such an amazing feeling. And that's what happened to me. I was like, I don't care anymore. So I went into the kitchen, I poured myself a glass of red wine at first, just a glass, put my earphones on and listened to Walk by Foo Fighters. Now, yeah, because that's my sort of moving on song, if you will. And because this isn't the first time I've had to rebuild my life, but this is the last time I will do it. And yeah, I listened to Walk by Foo Fighters. I just had a glass of red wine and I just toasted myself. It's very rare that I do that, but yeah. And then of course I finished a glass of red wine and I got the urges for more, and I was like, because by this point I think it was about 1:30, and I was like, if I drink this bottle of red wine now, glass after glass, it's going to be 3:30, and I've got, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go to bed that late. So what I chose to do instead was actually go into the kitchen, get the bottle of red wine, and just drink it like it was a bottle of water. I drank probably half a litre of red wine in about 20 seconds. Stuck YouTube on the TV, got on the sofa bed. I don't remember the wine hitting me, but yeah, not long after that I passed out. And during the night, I don't actually know what point it was I threw up. It could have been, I said I woke up at 7 p.m. It could have been 6 p.m. I did it. Or it could have been half an hour afterwards. And I was on my sofa bed in my vomit for that long. But of course, it was a great moment for me to toast just the relief of everything just going. And it could have ended tragically, because I don't know how I threw up. I don't know, for example, if I forced myself up and let it come out, or if I was just luckily just laying on my side and it just went bleh. I don't know, but I was quite fortunate. The start of this relief could have ended up with me choking to death on my own vomit. At least Skylar would have had a big meal. But yeah, that's it. That's this beyond fiction, all this kind of stuff that just happens to me. But yeah. And for all of you who have stuck around, thank you so much. This is going to be the end of the video now. There's not going to be any major. The MacBook comes soon. Videos will return. A new format will return, but I'll explain that all in future videos. But yeah, this is just a short one done on my phone with no editing. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I can't thank you for your support, because we hit over 100 subscribers, and it's been a long time since I've done a proper video. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Those are my books if you're interested, and if not, don't fully blame you. As always, much love, take care, peace.